So just when you thought our food could not get any faker in America, unprecedented price hikes on cocoa, not because of the growers, are now causing companies to explore cost-saving measures like, quote, cocoa alternatives. Here's the scoop. So this article comes from Retail Wire, and it's called Cocoa Prices Skyrocket. But after reading this article, guys, I realized this is not what this article is really about. This article really is about the never-ending excuses that these companies have for now bringing us more and more fake food, fake ingredients, or ingredients that are not really what the item is, right? It's like makeup ingredients. It's instead of having the real ingredients, which is always cheaper for the company, but worse for our health. So I'm going to jump into it. Follow me. I've got a lot in here to cover. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get into it. So the article starts off with the global cocoa market is experiencing unprecedented price hikes, because remember, that's what they want you to believe that the article is about, the price hikes, right? But it's not. So they started off basically saying, that over the past year, cocoa prices have more than tripled, reaching record highs and causing considerable strain on companies reliant on the cocoa. So they want you to believe basically that, hey, they keep raising the prices on cocoa, and so because of that, we're straining and we're having a lot of issues. But as always, there's more. Okay, so they're saying the price surge, which saw cocoa at an all-time high of over 11,000 per metric ton in April 2024, has eased slightly but remains substantially above historic levels. This dramatic increase in cocoa prices can be attributed to a combination of factors, including poor harvest in West Africa, which, by the way, guys, 60%, if you don't know this, of global cocoa production comes from the West African countries, Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana, okay? And 90% of the world's cocoa beans are harvested on small family-run farms with less than 2 hectares of land and an average yield of just 600 to 800 kg per year. But they're not making any real money, okay, guys? On average, cocoa farmers earn just 6% of the final value of a bar of chocolate. And a typical cocoa farming family in Ghana with 6 members and up to 4 hectares of land earns an equivalent of $191 per month on average. They also said crop diseases and lower farm gate prices have pushed many farmers to switch to more lucrative crops, exacerbating the supply shortage. And consequently, the current season's cocoa crop is projected to face the largest deficit in 6 years. Okay, so the cocoa industry is a major driver, guys, of deforestation, loss of critical wildlife habitat, and human rights abuses around the world. They've got a lot of kids working on this farm. It's messy, and we all know it's messy. Can it be clean? Yes. Do the companies that are in charge of producing the world's chocolate, the major companies, do they want it to be clean? No. Do they want to pay people a decent wage? No. I mean, guys, we know the game. We know how this is. Okay, we know this story. So in the short term, companies are exploring various cost-saving measures, shrinkflation, where product sizes are reduced while maintaining the same price in one tactic. For example, J&J Snack Foods is considering reducing the number of chocolate chips in certain products as a way to cut costs without compromising entirely on quality. Additionally, some companies are looking for potential substitutes or additives that could replace or complement cocoa in their recipes, and that's what I'm getting to. In response, some companies are diversifying their product portfolios to reduce dependence on chocolate. Mondelez, for instance, already boasts a range of non-chocolate snacks like Triscuit, Sour Patch Kids, and Wheat Thins, in addition to its well-known chocolate brands. Similarly, Hershey's, the famous Hershey's, or Hershey, right, has expanded its offering by acquiring brands like Skinny Pop and Dots home-style pretzels, allowing it to navigate the ups and downs of consumer trends more effectively. So, despite the current challenges, major candy companies like Hershey, Mars, Ferrero, and Mondelez are somewhat shielded by long term contracts that secure stable prices for key commodities. So, again, why are the farmers making 6% of the final value of a bar of chocolate? Why are they making $191 a month? Because all these major companies like Hershey's, Mars, Ferrero, and Mondelez are shielded by long-term contracts for that secure stable prices, meaning they've set the price and the price is the price until 2025. And so in 2025, the contracts will expire, and they are facing significantly higher cocoa costs, and hopefully those go to the actual farmers and not to these governments in other countries, and that's a whole nother video. So this looming financial strain is prompting companies to rethink their strategies and innovate to manage the rising expenses. One notable approach is exemplified by Hershey's new Jumbo Reese's Cup. I know you guys have seen those commercials, which features extra peanut butter, reducing its reliance on cocoa while still offering perceived value to consumers. This kind of product innovation allows companies to introduce new items at premium prices without solely depending on cocoa. Now, long term solutions. We're getting to it, guys. Long term solutions may involve more permanent recipe reformulations, incorporating non cocoa additives like cocoa butter equivalents, shea butter, palm oil, and coconut oil. Now, to be fair, shea butter you can eat actually. It's very natural, very organic. If they haven't messed with it or added anything to it, cocoa butter as well you can eat. Coconut oil, of course, you can eat. Anything you could put on your skin that's safe for your skin, you can usually eat. But a lot of the stuff that we use that we think is safe for our skin is not safe for our skin. Okay, so we can't eat it. But like natural organic stuff like coconut oil, cocoa butter, shea butter, we actually could eat. Palm oil, ooh, it's a hit or miss. It could be depending on where the palm oil came from, how processed it is, so startups are also experimenting with cocoa-free chocolate alternatives made from ingredients such as grape seeds and legumes, offering a glimpse into a future where chocolate might not be solely dependent on cocoa beans. So why do we care? Why is this bad? Because the Impossible Burger. Guys, Burger King. The Impossible Burger. We are moving to a society where we have food that's not really real food. It's a hamburger, but it's not. It's an Impossible Burger. Do you know what's in it? No. They tell you it's plants. Is it? We don't know. We don't have a lab at our house. We can't dissect the meat when we get the sandwich. We can't bring it home, put it under the lab, the microscope, and look at it. We don't really know what it is. And it's an ever growing thing in this country where they are producing products that say one thing, but when you look on the back and read that label, it's a totally different thing. It's 25 things in there, including natural flavors. And what is that? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. And maybe we'll go into that maybe in another video we'll get into that. But this is a problem because why can't they do right by the cocoa farmers? Why can't they, obviously you can't control climate and everything like that. So if they're having a bad season, they might be because of the weather, hey, it is what it is. But many of these other problems that they're having with the crops, with the farms, they can actually mitigate, but they don't care. Right? And so what they're going to do, just like they're doing with everything else now, they're going to create alternatives. That's the year of the 21st century. Everything's alternatives in the 21st century, right? Alternative milk, alternative to meat, alternative to butter, alternative to everything, right? But what is this that we're eating? Is it healthy for us, right? The most healthiest thing to eat is real cocoa beans that are converted into chocolate powder or a chocolate bar or chocolate milk, not some other substitute, not a cocoa substitute, not grape seeds, okay? Because this is what they're trying to do. Grape seeds, right? And legumes. That is not cocoa. So, let me know what you guys think about this. Are you willing to pay more money to eat a real chocolate bar that's like 70% cocoa? Or are you going to be okay with the chocolate bar that's like 10% cocoa and 90% 20 other things? You know, um, how much does your health matter to you, right? How much are you willing to go out of pocket to prevent from having that cancer or that health problem down the line, or that long, expensive hospital bill down the line? You know, how much are you willing to pay? Um, and increasingly, when you go to the grocery store, are you looking at the back of the labels of these products? Are you fully understanding what you're eating? Or are you still just taking stuff off the shelf, putting it in your basket, and moving on? I want to know. I'm really interested to know you guys' thoughts on this. So, if you like the video, please give it a like, share, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments, what do you think about this? How do you feel if you in the future cannot eat a real chocolate bar, or if a real chocolate bar was like $30? You know, how do you feel about the era of fake food that we're moving into? You know, and how are you planning to mitigate this? Are you growing a farm in your house or in the backyard, or do you have a little garden that you've cultivated somewhere in your balcony, you know, or in your outdoor room or somewhere like that? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.